piece and pick it up. Put that somewhere safe. And then we're going to release the 2 Phillips screws right here. Put these in the cup holder. After that, what you want to do is grab the top right here and just pull towards you. This is going to be the same procedure for the smallest display to the 12-inch touchscreen. That's how you release the clips. Work your way around. Once you do that, you can look behind. So next we're going to release the cigarette lighter. You poke it through the hole right there to unclip the connector. Pull that out. And we're going to release the screen. Once you get more slack, you can tilt it forward. And then we're going to release these gray cables. So it comes out pretty easily. There's a quick disconnect for all of them. Right there. And over here. Trailer brake module. Where that was the HVAC. Trailer brake module is down here. And your parking sensors. Last but not least, the main controller. Lift up this quick disconnect. By doing so, the whole connector will come out. Now the whole screen is disconnected. I'm gonna put this somewhere safe. Alright, so now we're gonna remove the back bottom portion for the panel where we house the trailer brake controller and the parking brake sensor. We're gonna transfer this to our new screen. After that, there's 2 quick release tabs on the top and 2 on the bottom. Then they'll come right out. So now once we've transferred everything over, we're gonna do the exact same steps but reversed. After it locks in with the quick disconnects, we're gonna put the 2 Torx screws.
That'll expose 2 T20 Torx screws. We'll pull those out. And basically once you have those screws out, there's nothing else holding the radio in except for some retaining clips. So from here, we can just yank it out. Now on the back side, the first plug that you're going to need to unplug is going to be your cigarette lighter plug or your power port. And then we'll move on to the yellow FACRA connection right up top here. And we got a white one right next to it. Some of these are pretty tight, so it might help to have a little tiny flathead on you to help pull these out. All right, and I'm actually going to use my pick tool here to press that little connector in the middle. Then we can pull our radio harness out. This is a lever locking type of harness. So once you release the lever, the little push button on the side, it'll push itself out of there. And we have our USB adapter. And finally at the bottom, our reverse camera. All right, then we can pull the last remaining plugs from our bezel and we'll be in good shape here. I have 4 7mm screws holding on this plastic cover of sorts here and the radio as well. So once you pull those out, all of this will come out. We'll install our Uconnect 5 radio and we'll be good to go. And this plastic housing has this like lip on it that slides into this top piece here. So it won't just pop out, you'll just have to pull it straight back and you should be okay. All right, so from here, what we're ready to do is plug in all of the included harnesses that came with our kit. We have our radio harness here, and this actually has our camera connector on it as well. And basically the reverse of how we pulled it out, with that lever in the upwards position, you'll kind of stick it together and this will start to slide down you press it down all the way and that'll lock it into place. But with that plugged in, we can get our camera connector that we ran from our cargo camera. We'll plug that in. We have our power port adapter that's going to give that camera power. We can plug that in as well. And that blue line on the camera is actually not used for this application, so you don't even have to worry about that. Then we have a USB adapter. This is to adapt the USB ports on the vehicle to the new radio. And this will only go in one way, so you can't get it wrong. There you go. And the last connector is this blue FACRA adapter, and that's going to go to the curry colored connector that was plugged into your OEM radio. It's going to go from curry to this teal color, but it's actually going to plug into the blue connector on the back side of the radio. But that's it for the connectors, or all the connections is in the right position, so it'll snap into place just like that. Alright, next up is this climate control T-harness. Basically, this is going to give our screen power. So on the car side, we'll get the climate control connector, plug that in. This side will go back into the climate control, and the one up top here, also labeled, is for our display. So we can just let that hang out until we're ready to put the screen in. You'll notice we have one more cable here. This is the video signal feed for our screen, and this will actually get plugged in to the radio module itself. So on the UBD, we didn't have this connector. On this radio, because the screen is separate, we have a connector that goes from here to the new screen. So once this is in, now we can actually grab all of our radio connectors, plug it into the module, we'll install the module, and then it's simply plugging in our screen and whatever remaining connectors that we have. Alright, now we can set our radio module in place. I'll tuck the harness and everything we're not going to use as best as I can behind the radio. Make sure to keep out the stuff that you're going to need to plug back into the bezel. Alright, now all we have to do is install our 4 screws. Alright, and the nice thing about this upgrade is if you ever wanted to go from the UBL to the UBQ, you wouldn't need to swap out anything except for the display. We programmed these to work with both, so if you got this upgrade and you wanted to upgrade to the bigger screen down the road, it'd just be unplugging the screen power connector and display and swapping the whole bezel, your controls over, and everything else can stay in place.